Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley. If you are new, welcome, and if you're not new, thank you so much for coming back for another video. In today's video, we are doing a try on of the products that I picked up in my Sephora haul. If you haven't seen that haul, definitely check it out here, but we are going to be doing this look here, and yeah, so we can, you know, see how everything goes on, and you guys can see my experience with them, and then you'll hear some of my thoughts at the end of the video. So if you want to see how I achieved this look, what products I use, then definitely stay tuned. To use the Fenty True Matte Primer. I said in my video that I didn't want to do like a first impressions for you guys for some of these items. The foundation I'm going to put on today is going to be the Kevyn Aucoin foundation, and I wore it yesterday. I filmed my haul yesterday and I was wearing the foundation in that video. So I'm going to take this True Matte Primer. It's a white. Looks just like their foundation bottle. Alright, it's kind of a thin formula, surprisingly. Oh, it smells like the powder. It smells like the powder, which I really like the smell of the powder. I'll put some of the milk primer on the pore areas of my face to get a little bit more of a smoothing effect. Alright, so my skin has been prepped. Now I'm going to go into the foundation. So I do want to warn you guys that the foundation looks a little strange when I put it on, but it comes together at the end, okay? I'm just going to show you what this shade looks like on my face. This is the Kevyn Aucoin foundation balm in the shade Deep FB 14. Then I'm going to just show you guys the Tarte. Here's the Tarte foundation that I like a lot. Alright, so this one looks a little, is it a little lighter than the Tarte? And the Tarte looks more golden than this one from Kevyn Aucoin. And then that's the Kevyn Aucoin one. So this one looks a little bit lighter, or maybe I think this one just has a little bit more yellow to it than this one. This one looks a little bit more neutral golden. I think it's the fact that the undertone is a little different in the Kevyn Aucoin versus the Tarte that makes, you know, the Tarte look a lot better when I apply it by itself. I'm just going to wipe that off. Okay. Alright, so the Kevyn Aucoin, what did I just do with it? Here it is. Okay, so the Kevyn Aucoin comes with a little brush. I'm going to use the brush for demonstration purposes for you guys. And just pressing that in, getting some on the brush, and then just applying it. It may be on camera, it might not even look weird, but to me when I put it on yesterday, I was like, oh my god, this looks weird. Like when I put it on by itself. So this is a I think they called it like a medium to full blendable, buildable or something. I think they called it medium to full. I'll have to check. But, you know, I think if I had like a richer shade, it would look even, you know, more full coverage than it does now. Because I think my skin is still peeking through quite a bit. Quite honestly though, I don't like the way it applies with the brush. This brush, I just feel like I can see the streaks in it. I can see the brush strokes, at least upon initial application. So yeah, it looks kind of crazy. Yeah, it looks kind of crazy. I was afraid to get number 14 or number 15 though, because I thought it would be like the undertone would be off because it's a neutral color. So this is the deepest one with the yellow undertone, but you know, it's not that off from my chest. Like y'all can see, it's not that off from my chest. So that's why sometimes I always, sometimes I go a little bit darker on my foundations than my chest, because sometimes it's just like, it just looked too off, you know, when I just put the foundation on, you know, that matches my chest exactly. Alright, so if you have a yellow undertone, Deep 14, the one that I'm wearing now, is the deepest shade, okay? If you have a pink undertone, you could get Deep 13, which is, I'm assuming, lighter than this, or maybe it's just a different undertone. Pink undertone is for Deep 13 and Deep 16. I do not like a pink undertone foundation. Then neutral undertone, you have Deep 12, that are 2 shades lighter than mine, and then you also have Deep 15. That is the shade right after mine. That's a neutral undertone. So I went with Deep 14 instead of Deep 15 because I like more golden in my foundations. So now that it has sat on my face for a little while, I feel like it looks a little bit better. It's like kind of settled in and stuff like that. It's still not, you know, the perfect shade for my face, but I feel like it doesn't look as strange. All right, so this foundation is matte. I feel like it looks a little bit more matte because it's a little lighter, but you know, it's a matte foundation. I feel like, but it's not like the mattest of the matte, okay? It is still a foundation balm. Okay, my sponge. I'm gonna take my damp sponge here, and then I'm just gonna take this and press this over my face just to make sure it's all, you know, blended in and stuff, and press out like any lines or anything that you may see. This is not meant to be a review. I will say that to you guys. This is like just a try on with you. I have used this once before, but I want to get more use out of it to see, you know, finalize my thoughts, okay? For my concealer, I'm using the Boi-ing, Benefit Boi-ing Cakeless Concealer in the shade number 10, and I did say correctly to you guys that there are 2 shades after this. Deeper, you know, 2 shades deeper than this shade here. I think it's cute that it looks like a little eraser, like a pencil. Alright, it has a nice creamy consistency, and it looks pretty full coverage, just like applying it with the wand. This had decent performance yesterday as well. Now I'm gonna obviously keep using this, but so far it's so good. And it blends out really nicely on top of this foundation, and I don't think you need a lot because I've got a lot under here that I'm still trying to blend out. Like, I'm going to get my powder. I always use the same powder directly under my eyes. It's my Aquasurance. Next, I'm going to take the ABH powder in Deep Peach. 25 grams in this. My Huda Beauty comes with 20 grams. All right, so there's the powder there, and I'm just gonna press this right here. No smell to this powder at all, which is nice for those of you who don't like scents. And I do have somewhere to go today. I'm gonna be gone for like a long time. So I do need my foundation to last a decent amount of time. So I'm going to go with my Becca powder, just because this is really good for setting. And now this looks matte. This is matte, okay? That Becca powder really helps mattify. I'm going to take my MAC palette here into the bronzer shade. And add some warmth back to the face. Alright, so I like the way that powder, or that bronzer looks with this whole situation. I think it looks good. It blended out nicely and then added that warmth right back to my face. And everything is looking nice again. Everything is looking a little bit normal, okay? A little bit more normal. I've done this before. I've used this tan palette for blush before. I'm gonna see what it looks like today. I don't know, it was just right here, so I just decided to pick it up and put it on. So everything seems to be laying on top of the whole base really nicely. For highlight, I think I'm just gonna keep using my tan palette. I didn't get anything new for highlight. I was just like, girl, you got enough highlight, you do not need any more. So I did not get any more. One thing I like to do is just take this on a sponge. So this is a dry sponge, and I'm just pressing this into the face. Oh, I'm going in with the cream highlight side. Going in with the cream. Okay, so that's just the cream highlight. I've got a whole video on this tan palette, so definitely check that out if you want, you know, more, you know, in-depth talk about it. Going in with the Glow Impact powder. Alright, so I'm gonna leave that like it is. We'll buff everything in and make sure it's all blended together, but I'm gonna do my brows off camera and I will be back. Alright, Huda Beauty this palette, Amethyst Obsessions. I wanted to try this out for you on camera. Right, no shade name. So top right corner, it's a mauvey pink shade there with a fluffy brush, and just putting that in the transition area. Oh, I guess I zoom in this time. And I do have somewhere to go today, so should be interesting, but whatever. So I'm curious to see how this performs, because I haven't heard the greatest of things about these small Huda palettes. Like, that I've heard that they're decent, but they're not all that. Like, her bigger palettes are the way to go as far as the quality and stuff. No fallout so far, so that's good. Okay, so that looks nice. I like the way that looks. Blended out really nicely. So yeah, nice transition shade. I guess I could also have used this one here. This one is a lot more pink. This one is a lot more mauve purple. So just FYI there. All right, I'm gonna go into the darkest shade in the palette. This one there. Get that into the crease. And I'm just laying it down there with a interesting type of brush. Going over the edges. No additional product on this brush, just using the same brush that I used in for the transition shade, but I've got a line there. I'm thinking that maybe the line happens when I just go to ham with the color, thinking that I can lay it down and then blend it out, but not every shade or shadow does that, you know? Not every shadow is, you know, equipped, I guess, for you to lay it down and then blend it out. Maybe I'll try on this other eye a little fluffier of a brush and, you know, just start blending first versus packing. The only thing with this, I mean, I feel like I'm still getting it right there. And I'm using a fluffier brush to lay it down. Going back with the original brush so I can kind of get that, you know, intensity there. I'm going back into the transition shade we used and just layering that on top, trying to get that line to be diffused. I'm gonna go with some glitter glue, just because from the swatches that I just put on my hand, looks like these are gonna need some help. Oh my gosh, these two shades in the middle are just freaking beautiful. That and that, oh my gosh. They need help with glitter glue, but they are pretty. Just like, that's the one directly in the middle, and that's the one at the bottom. I'm gonna use this shade here, right there. Then lay that with my finger. You guys see that? It's a pretty shade too. This is a pretty shade as well. It's a little bit more sparkly than she has three. They look like they're more satins. I mean, not satins. I mean, they look like they're supposed to be metallics, but they go on pretty light. And then these three in the middle are like the more textured, glittery type shades. And then I'm gonna take the one at the bottom in the middle, this one here, freaking beautiful, and then put that on the center. And now that I'm thinking of it, that looks stunning. Oh my gosh, look at that! That is beautiful. Oh my gosh, look at it. Look at it. It just looks like wet purple metal flowing, just girl. So I'm adding some more to matte purple to kind of get that blend. The glitter glue, I didn't try without the glitter glue. I'm sorry, I just didn't want to be bothered with it, because look at it on my hand with the glitter glue. Without the glitter glue, this is the shade I put on the outside, and then this is the inner shade the center of the halo and then the shades on the, you know, outside the halo, but versus on my eye with the glitter glue. Okay, I'm gonna take the dark purple shade again, and then I'm just gonna sweep that on the lower lash line, and then I'm gonna take some of the shade we used in the transition on that same fluffy brush, more so on the tip of it, but you know, and then just sweep that down there to make it blend even more. Alright guys, eyes are done, powder's been kicked off. Let me get zoomed in for you guys so you guys can see my pore area of my face. Come on and focus. Okay, it looks really good. I mean, you can still see the pores. I mean, they're not going to disappear, but that ABH powder did a really good job just sitting there on my face, you know, trying to catch any fallout, which I didn't have any, but I knocked it off and it looks really nice and smooth. Okay, and mattified, okay, which is fine for me because, you know, once my oils be kicking in, y'all, okay, and then that just makes it, you know, it just helps it to last longer. You guys know if you have oily or combination skin, you know, the matter it is in the beginning, you know, the longer it lasts before it starts looking real good and, you know, lived in, and then, you know, it just looks nice. Okay, so anyways, and it lasts longer. So look at my face. It looks good, like, you know, like the foundation looked a little bit interesting in the beginning, but it looks really, you know, well put together. I don't look ashy or off or anything like that. Look at my neck, I mean my face to my chest. You know, I think everything came together really nicely. I need to brush these edges a little bit more. Got a little bit messed up when I was doing my thing. Doing my thing, girl, who are you? Okay, when I was doing my bronzer and stuff, but yeah, I think it looks really good. Now for the lips. I have two lip items that I picked up at Sephora. This is the Urban Decay Vice Lip Chemistry Lasting Glassy Tint, and I used this yesterday. And what it does is, okay, and this is in the shade Streak, but what it does is the shade adjusts to your lip chemistry. Apparently it adjusts to your undertone, and it's supposed to be long lasting, very moisturizing, blah blah blah. So let me show you what it looks like. This is, okay, let me show you. This is the shade of it. You see it looks like a pale pink, but it goes on like, and it goes on kind of pale pink, but then it just adjusts. And so yesterday when I was wearing it, as the day went on, it just looked like it kept getting more burgundy toned. Alright, so now you can see after it's settled in a little bit, it's just looking like a subtle red hue on my lips. And quite honestly, it's just what it says on the box. It says on the box, it says, your lips but better. Custom color changes based on your undertone. High gloss finish does not transfer. Lasting, lips feel plump with moisture. Vegan formula does not contain animal derived ingredients or byproducts. Okay, worth the wait. The shade is fully developed after just a few minutes. So this is the fully developed shade. But if I had, so I don't have any lip liner on. If I put my Cabernet lip liner on, I feel like it would look a little bit more burgundy, a little bit more purple. So I'm still feeling this product out because it says a very moisturizing, and I don't know if I agree with that. Like, it feels like it's kind of sitting on the lips. It feels like a gel formula, so it's very gel-like. And I had a lipstick from Revlon in a little similar casing, similar size product or case to this, you know, short. It has the little wand and it feels like a gel, so it feels like a very similar formula to that, but that one didn't advertise as a lip chemistry, like, you know, color changing type of product. Now I'm gonna wipe this off. All right, so this is the gloss from ABH. It's in the shade Saint Tropez, and once again, this is what it looks like. So this looks like it's gonna be metallic and more suited for a topper. Yeah. Look at this. So here's what this one looks like. I think it's pretty. I think it's pretty, but I think it's looking a little bit better on camera than it does in person. So it's got that pink tone to it, but then it's got that golden, you know, metallic finish. So I think it's pretty, but Definitely something to wear like in the center of the lips, or you know, just to add that pop to a lipstick. So what I'm gonna do now is wipe this off, of course, and now I'm gonna see what I can do with something else. Put some Cabernet lip liner on from Jordana. And now I'm gonna pull out this lip gloss from Juvia's Place. Okay, so this might be a mistake, but we'll see. I'm just gonna put a little bit on the sides. And blend that. And I did do like a first impression of this. Look how pretty that color is. Like if you don't get full on intensity with that lip gloss, it looks really pretty. You know, just blending that out, you get that nice berry, like burgundy tone to it. Really pretty. I like the way that looks, quite honestly. Okay, and now I'm gonna take the Saint Tropez lip gloss from ABH and see how this works together. We'll see. That looks nice. The metallic, like the gold metallic that is in that shade, just makes your lips look so juicy when it's just applied in the middle like that. Girl, it just looks like the it looks like the sun or the light is just bouncing off that lip down there. I think that's really cute. I'm going to take some of my, to finish off the look, take some of my Charlotte Tilbury powder and just blend over, making sure, especially up here, that the highlight is blended out. All right, you guys, so this is the final look. Definitely let me know what you think about how everything came together. Let me know what you guys think about that foundation shade. Okay, it looks pretty interesting, you know, upon first application, but after everything came together, I think it looks really good. Okay, so I think kind of like the key that brought it together was kind of the bronzer, but I did, you know, I put powder all over, and none of the powders that I used were particularly rich in tone that would like kind of alter the shade of the foundation. All right, so like down here, I don't have bronzer down here, and I think it looks good, you know. Everything looks nice and matte though, and I'm gonna leave it like this. I'm not gonna spray my face because I do want this to last as long as possible. I have somewhat of a longer day today because I'm going to a women's event right now, and then I'm also going to the movies afterward, like directly after that, and I don't carry things in my purse to like particularly spruce up my makeup, you know, like do touch-ups and things like that. So this is what it's looking like. This is how I'm gonna carry on for the day. What I want to start doing in my reviews is not only talk about the things that I like, because I feel like I try to be very positive. I do share with you guys things that I don't like, I'm not gonna lie, like the Natasha Denona little eye things and stuff. I tell you guys things I don't like, but I also, when I'm talking about things that I do like, I do also want to tell you guys things that I dislike, okay? Because not any product is like 100% perfect, okay? At least I don't think so. There's always going to be some type of drawback, probably. So, all right, for this foundation, the things that I like the finish of it, and you know, I like how everything sits on top of it. What I don't like about it is that brush. It's pretty small, and I feel like I can see the brush strokes in it a little bit. You know, after it settles down and stuff, I feel like, you know, that goes away. That's something that I saw. But then also I like to go over it with my beauty blender to kind of make sure that there's not, you know, any strokes that I didn't, you know, that didn't get blended in, whatever. So I think the brush, you know, it's a little hard. Okay, it's densely packed. It's a densely packed brush. It is a synthetic brush, so you know, it's a little, I can feel the bristles, you know, when I'm blending it in. It doesn't feel like ultra soft, okay, when I'm blending it in. It's not the softest brush, but I do like that they put it in the foundation, because a lot of foundation, they'll say, oh, use this particular brush, and then they want you to buy the brush and the foundation. So the fact that you're getting this brush and that foundation is really good. Also, what I do not like is that shade range needs some work, okay? What else? That Huda Beauty palette. First impression on this eye look is beautiful, and I like, you know, it's cute, a little cute size and things like that. I think that these metallic shades could have a little bit more pop to them, but once again, this is a $27 palette. Usually Huda Beauty palettes, the full sizes, are like in the $65 range. So I think she was trying to come up with something smaller, and maybe I think that these are manufactured differently than her full size shade. So I don't think this is a good representation of the quality that you will get from Huda Beauty if you buy a full size palette. but it's not a bad palette. The quality is not horrible. You can see everything blended out decently. I sometimes have that issue with the line appearing. It's not just with this palette. It has happened with ABH palettes and other palettes before. So, you know, I'm not going to knock the palette for that. I just think that the metallics could use a little bit more of a, could have more of a punch. The shades that are not the textured shades, these, all right, these two shades there and that one, they have a very similar formula. They look a little bit light, lighter coverage. So unless you put down a glitter glue, you're not going to get that high impact from these, because look, they look pretty thin. Here they are on my hand. They look pretty thin, you know. All right, so the next new product that I showed to you guys, oh, the concealer. So the concealer is a nice shade. It blended out nicely. I think it's full coverage, and you don't need a lot of this concealer. So those are the positives. What I do not like about this concealer is the shade range. Once again, shade range, I've only got 2 shades after me, you know, deeper than this shade, and I don't think this shade is that deep, okay? So, because sometimes I use a shade deeper than this for my concealer, and then I use this type of shade to kind of brighten, you know, right on this inner corner area. Oh, the powder, I like the powder. I like the ABH powder. This is the deepest shade. I verified that. Deep Peach is the deepest shade, so this is going to be something that I use for my under eye and in my highlighted areas, and I'm not going to use this all over the face. At least I don't see myself using this all over the face because it is pretty bright. I do like the huge size of the powder. Like, you get a lot of powder in here. So I think this was $35, something around there. So it is a higher price powder, but you get a lot of products in it. So if you really enjoy this powder, you're not going to have to repurchase it too quickly unless you're just really packing on the powder, you know. Yeah, so what I don't like about it, I think they could probably do another shade. I think they could do another shade of this for somebody to use all over their face. But those are that's just, you know, I feel like I'm saying that with everything. Add another shade. I think they could go a couple shades richer. You know, like Fenty Beauty got all them powder shades. So I like that I was able to get a face powder from them, you know, and then also a powder that I can use under my eyes. So yeah, I liked that, and I wish that ABH should come out with more shade. This, jury's still out on this. I think it's cool that it changes to your shade, you know, to your lip shade, so that's the positive there. I don't find it to be that moisturizing. Like I said, the product doesn't sink down into my lips to really provide that moisture that I'm looking for, especially if you say that you're moisturizing. Like, lips feel plumped with moisture. I don't know. I feel like it just sits on my lips. Very strange product. And I don't know why I bought it. I was curious. I thought it was going to look like a little orange color. I don't know. Girl, please. I don't even know why I picked that up. All right. All right. So, the ABH lip gloss. I like it. It's just not something I'm gonna wear on my lips like full on. This is gonna be a nice topper shade. I just like the really pretty hue of it, and so I'd been intrigued by that. It's been in my loves for a while, so I wanted to pick it up, and I do like it. I like the consistency of ABH lip glosses, and this one is nice. It does feel a little bit of a different consistency to their other glosses, just because I think of the metallic effect to it, so it doesn't have that same like super glossy like really moisturizing feel, and I think that's just the nature of the color versus the other colors that they have available in their line. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Let me know how you think everything came together. All right, you guys, here is the look. I think it's like 3:30. It's 3:30. I put the stuff on at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock. So 10, 11, 12, it's been about 5.5 hours, okay? So here's what it's looking like. No touch-ups to the face. I did reapply my lip gloss. It's Pat McGrath this time as the base with the ABH on the center, okay? So here's what it's looking like. Let me get a little closer for you. No touch-ups. Got a little creasing here from smiling and laughing, but everything else looks pretty good. Nice and lived in. All right, you guys, so here I am. It is almost 7 o'clock, so it's been about 9 hours, and here is what we are looking like. Okay, nice, and I don't know, I don't think it looks too oily, but it might look kind of shiny to you guys. I don't know, but the creasing here is interesting. Real shiny around the nose area, but the rest of the face looks all right, you know. It's not, you know, anything out of the ordinary. So just need to blot. Also, my smile line here is just really creasing up pretty badly. But over here, none at all. And I sometimes do get creasing over on that side as well. So, but this is the deeper smile line that I have. So yeah, it looks not the greatest, you know. You guys see that? Maybe that's too close for you guys, but I just take my little fingernail and kind of like blend it out a little bit. Tap, tap, tap. And then that's it. So I don't know, we'll see what the footage looks like, but I think it looks pretty decent for 9 hours. I will be talking to you soon. Hopefully it was helpful, and if you have any of these products, then let me know your experience with them in the comment section below. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you want to see more content from me, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I upload videos 3 to 4 times per week, alright? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will be talking to you guys really, really soon. See ya.